Hello and welcome back. We're going to be talking about the full moon that we have coming up next week. I'm really excited for this full moon. It just feels like it is such a supportive, fresh start kind of thing. And I love a full moon anyway. I love the whole idea of getting a point each month where we get to release what's no longer serving us and have this sort of rebirth moment. But this one, with all of the aspects to it, I'm like, oh my God, make the most. So let's dive in. I've written a lot of stuff down for this and I don't want to miss anything because it's all so juicy. So yes, let's dive in. So this full moon is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is this archetype of abundance and expansion and freedom and travel and basically all the good things. Luck. It's ruled by Jupiter, which is this planet of abundance and expansion. You know, Jupiter in Roman mythology was king of the gods. So it's like, fuck yeah, energy. So even just the fact that the full moon is in this archetype, it's exciting anyway. It gives us this theme of examining where in our lives we aren't freely living to our fullest potential or our fullest satisfaction. It's a beautiful opportunity to check in to see where we feel trapped in our lives, what areas of our life we feel like we are playing small maybe, or just not showing up as our most authentic, brilliant, bright selves. So it's a really lovely invitation on its own. The fact that it's a full moon means that the sun and the moon are opposite each other. So the moon is in Sagittarius, as I've said, and the sun is in Gemini. And actually sometimes when we get a full moon, there can be this sort of discomfort between the two archetypal energies. For example, Taurus and Scorpio. You know, Taurus it's very much connected to the sort of material realm, earthly realm and the daily luxuries of life. Whereas Scorpio is really about like what's beyond the veil, really deep sort of, maybe taboo sort of spirituality. So when you get a full moon in either of these archetypes, there can be this sort of almost tug of war kind of, how do we balance this feeling? But I really feel that Gemini and Sagittarius work beautifully together. As I say, we've got this amazing, expansive, fresh start, free energy with Sagittarius. And then Gemini it's very logical. It's very curious. It wants to learn it. Again, it has this sort of like theme of don't put me in a box. If I want to learn about this and this and this and this and this, I'm going to. It's a very multidimensional archetype. So actually, I feel like Gemini and Sagittarius go beautifully together. With Sagittarius, you might have this almost like dreamy. I don't know if dreamy is the right word, actually. This sort of nothing, whatever I want, I can get. It's that kind of expansion and abundance. And with the Gemini energy involved as well, it's kind of like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, let's go. Let me think how I can actually support this. Let me think how I can map out a path towards this. So the full moon alone is such delicious energy, and yeah, it's really exciting. But then the transits. So we have 2 points trining this full moon, which means that we have a grand trine, and it's a grand trine in fire. A grand trine is a really supportive, really exciting energy alone. The fact that it's in fire, it's like this ignition switch. It's like this boost. So if there's something that you've been like, you know what, I'd love to do that, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for the right time. This grand fire trine is like, this is the right time. Let's go. So we've got Mars and Leo. The fact that Mars is trining this full moon, you've got all these sort of expansive ideas. This is what I could do. Mars is the planet of action. Mars is supporting this by being like, fucking what are we waiting for? Let's go. And the fact that it's in Leo as well, it's a really authentic kind of action. Leo it's here to be in the spotlight. So we've got the planet of action in this archetype of, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to shine my brightest, supporting this full moon of sort of expansion and freedom. It's just delicious. But then we've also got, on the other side, it's trining the midhaven, the collective midhaven at the moment in Aries. So your midhaven is really connected to like career and visibility and your legacy. So the fact that we've got this at play as well, more supportive energy. It's like it's an encouragement to show up publicly and be your boldest, most authentic self again. All of this energy, this grand fire trine, as I say, it's so supportive, it's so delicious, but we're not done there. We are not done there. We've got two more aspects that I think are relevant when we talk about this full moon. So the full moon is also squaring the nodes, the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo. The lunar nodes are a really sort of karmic, they're really karmic placements. It's almost like fated destiny kind of thing. So to me, the fact that we have the full moon amidst this grand fire trine, that energy is like, come on, let's fucking go. You want these things. You have all these dreams. Now is the time to start leaping into the unknown, basically, and going after it. And because it's also squaring these nodes, it's almost like this crossroads kind of feel. Like if you have the courage to really jump, to really lean into this now, it's going to be life-changing. It's like if you embrace this energy and boldly take action towards your freedom and towards your expansion, you're really supported. If you don't, it's like one door closes kind of thing. That's not to scare you and not to say that if you don't take action now, it's never going to happen. It's just like it feels like, this is weird. But when you play games like Mario Kart, you can go round the whole course, or there's a little like shortcut. This feels like it's shortcut energy. And we've also got it squaring the collective vertex. So again, it's almost like this fated energy, potentially fated encounters or fated opportunities jumping up. And it might feel sudden or random, but there might be something in you that's like, oh, this doesn't feel just like a normal opportunity or a normal encounter. And it might even go against your logic. But I think the invitation here is to really lean into trust. Take the leap and trust that you will be caught. Trust that the universe has your back. And if things aren't making sense logically at this time, it doesn't really matter, because it's such a supported initiatory energy, bringing in these sort of karmic and fated themes as well. I'm just like, this is so exciting. It's so exciting to me. And I hope I've got that excitement over to you all. So yeah, if you're ever going to do a full moon ritual, do it for this full moon. It's so potent and so exciting and so expansive and sort of writing the next chapter of your life, but giving yourself a head start kind of thing. So I think there are a few major themes to explore. As I've said, bold, faith-led moves doesn't need to make sense logically. And the fact that the sun is in Gemini, there also might be this tendency to overthink, but it's about thanking your mind, thanking the logical brain for anything that comes up, but then sinking into your heart and your intuition and making decisions from that place instead. And then also speaking your truth with fire. Perhaps there have been maybe dynamics with other people that have kept you feeling small, that have kept you feeling trapped. because Sagittarius loves freedom and the ability to just be boldly, authentically themselves, now is a perfect time to think about having those conversations. When we talk about the full moon, though, the full moon is when all of these things are brought to light. The full moon is shining her light down on our lives so we can see things more clearly. I would maybe, if these things come up, I would maybe wait a couple of days so the energy isn't quite so potent, especially when we're dealing with so many fire signs, because fire signs are fiery. So maybe I would, for example, if you have a thing in a relationship, for example, that you're like, you know what, I really need to set a boundary. I really need to say, this is not serving me. It is making me feel small and it is making me feel trapped. And it comes up that you need to have that conversation. I would suggest just giving yourself a day or two. You've made the decision, you're going to have the conversation. Now let it sort of sit and maybe think about the ways we can deliver this in not such a way, which often comes along with fire energy. And so when the moon has transitioned to more of the waning period of its cycle, that's the time to have the conversation. That's the time to set the boundary with yourself or others. It's just being mindful of that kind of thing. And speaking as someone who is very fiery, I understand how difficult that can be, that when you have these realizations and you need to have the conversation, sometimes you just have to have the conversation and get the conversation out. So it's just being mindful of delivery. And then if you do fuck up, having grace with yourself, but also being willing to apologize. Speaking as someone who has blown up once or twice in their life. Another theme is becoming visible as your most aligned self. I have been doing a free divine discipline challenge. I do one of these every astrological season. And this one, because it's Gemini season, I chose to go down the route of mindset and self-concept and shifting limiting beliefs and exchanging them for sort of supportive affirmations to become this next level version of ourselves. And it's this sort of theme that, if you're in the challenge, you're welcome. We've sort of been laying this foundation, almost shifting every day towards this more authentic, more aligned self with our mind. With this Sagittarius full moon, it's now like we're even more supported, but it's embodying it more. It's not being so sort of Geminian in the mind. It's being in the body and becoming this person with our actions, not just with our self-talk. And then, yes, I think just the last sort of theme is this theme of unexpected encounters or shifts. As I say, it's quite a fate, destiny supported time right now. There could be sudden things that do sort of redirect you to your purpose. And I think the invitation there is to lean in. As I say, it might not make logical sense, but I think if your intuition, if your gut is telling you that this is something different, that this has meaning, that this is something that has come into your life for a reason, lean in. And that is why doing daily practice to increase your connection with your intuition is so vital for periods like this. That's a side note. That's another episode's conversation. So then I thought I would do a very quick sort of one-liner for all of the rising signs about the house that this full moon is going to be highlighting in your chart. So Aries risings, this is going to be lighting up your 9th house. This is the area of beliefs, sort of higher learning, long distance expansion. It's connected to Sagittarius, so it kind of covers similar sort of themes about abundance, but sort of in like a, how much can I learn? How much can I lean into expansion? And where are my edges? And then Taurus rising, this is going to be your 8th house. So this is the realm of intimacy and transformation and shared resources. Gemini rising, this is your 7th house. This is the house of relationships, partnerships, one-on-one connections. It doesn't necessarily mean intimate. It can just be one-on-one relationships in your life, be they familial, intimate, platonic, but also mirroring. You know, the 1st house is the house of self. The 7th house is sort of the self of other. So it can often be the things that we find uncomfortable, but that there are lessons there for us to learn. Cancer rising, the moon is moving through your 6th house. So this is connected to health and habits and sacred service. It's sort of what you do on a daily basis. It is one of the career houses. So it's how you bring service to the world through your career. Then Leo rising, this is going to be lighting up your 5th house. And this is the space of pleasure, creativity, unapologetic self-expression, inner child work as well. I think that's always worth bringing up when it comes to the 5th house. So then Virgo rising, it's going to activate your 4th house, which is tied to home and family and roots and emotional foundations, but also ancestral things. Gemini is my 4th house, and this has been an intense, intense season for me. I think the 4th house can often be thought of as, oh, lovely home and roots and all of that. But it is like the deep-seated wounds and limiting beliefs and, yeah, things like that could come up as well. Then Libra rising. This lunation is highlighting your 3rd house, which is the house of communication and thought patterns and, yeah, local environment. The 3rd house is also connected to siblings. Then Scorpio rising, this is activating your 2nd house, which is connected to worth, be that how you value other things, but also self-worth and self-value, money and self-trust. Sagittarius rising, this is your 1st house. So this is the house of identity. It's the house of the self. It's the house of embodiment and also self-reinvention. I always think it's so exciting when a lunation happens in the 1st house, because for everyone, as I've said, it is this beautiful time to release and get ready for this next version of yourself. But when it is in your 1st house, even more potent, even more exciting, even more of a fresh start. I feel this way about the 12th house as well. So Capricorn risings, this is your 12th house. This is the realm of the subconscious, of rest and spiritual retreat. When things are happening in your 12th house, it's sort of the end of a cycle. Even more letting go, even more shedding, ready for a cyclical rebirth. Then Aquarius rising, this lunation is activating your 11th house, which is the house of vision and community and your future dreams, unique ideas kind of thing. Then Pisces rising, c'est moi. This is your 10th house. So this is connected to your career and your purpose and public presence. So really leaning into what you want to create in your career. So I am doing a full moon booklet, which it's personalized to you. So whatever rising sign you are, this full moon booklet will have personalized journal prompts that are connected to the house that this lunation is going through. There will also be a link for a private guided meditation to really lean into the transformative energy of Sagittarius, and there will be ritual ideas as well.
So if you're watching the YouTube, my audio cut out, which is fabulous. But yes, basically, if you want one of the tailored full moon booklets, if you go to my Instagram at Freya Christia, and follow the link in bio. They'll be there for you to dive in deeper with this lunation. And then if you want to go even deeper, I offer many natal chart readings. So again, head to my Instagram and have a browse of the options. And then if you're local to Shropshire, I'll be doing, as always, my feral full moon circle. And then this really is the best way to utilize the full moon energy as the initiation that it is. And then I will end this with a couple of general Sagittarius full moon journal prompts. Again, these are not based on the life area that this lunation will be highlighting in your personal chart, but they're still juicy to jump into. So, number 1, what truth am I finally ready to speak out loud? Number 2, where in my life am I choosing comfort over expansion? And number 3, what would I do if I trusted myself fully? I hope you have enjoyed listening to the magic that is going on in the sky around this full moon and in the lead up to it. I hope you have a gorgeous full moon. I will be back next week with another episode all about the Cancer season that we're about to jump into, so that's exciting. Otherwise, have a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
So if you're watching the YouTube, my audio cut out, which is fabulous. But yeah, basically, if you want one of the tailored full moon booklets, if you go to my Instagram at Freya Krishya and follow the link in bio, they will be there for you to dive in deeper with this lunation. And then if you want to go even deeper, I offer many natal chart readings. So again, head to my Instagram and have a browse of the options. And then if you're local to Shropshire, I will be doing, as always, my feral full moon circle. And this really is the best way to utilize the full moon energy as the initiation that it is. That crunkling you can hear in the background is my cat playing with my notes. So that's fun. He wants to be involved as well. And then I will end this with 3 generic Sagittarius full moon journal prompts. Again, these are just generic. They are not based on the life area that this lunation will be highlighting in your personal chart, but they're still juicy to jump into. So number 1, what truth am I finally ready to speak or live out loud? Number 2, where in my life am I choosing comfort over expansion? And number 3, what would I do if I trusted myself fully? I hope you have enjoyed listening to the magic that is going on in the sky around this full moon and in the lead up. And yeah, I hope you have a gorgeous full moon. I will be back next week with another episode all about Cancer season because we are about to jump into that. So that is exciting. Otherwise, have a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Lots of love. Bye-bye.